Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is how to properly teach them from the very beginning on the steering. And one of the things I do, and you want to keep it to where it's fun for them, and since I'm mentioning this, when you start to go out with your new son or daughter in their driving, new teen driver, is you want to make sure that the parent that's most calm rides with them. Another thing is, I wouldn't recommend you have anyone in the back seat, especially a brother or a sister. And if you have both parents, it's going to make them much more uneasy. So it's better I recommend you just have one parent, the one that's most relaxed. I remember years ago when my brother was learning to drive, I was the big brother and I was in the back seat. And when he was starting to drive and he's staring through this glass and he's concentrating and he sees a car coming along and he's just staring at it like he's going to shoot it, and I yelled in the back seat, I said, "Get him, John, get him." And of course to this day he remembers that, so that upset him. So I also teach students that when they're driving, there's some magic words about driving, and I do this always when it was first lesson. Some people have their own magic word about some of these reckless drivers, but I had mine, and I told them, some drivers are dirty ratafrats, some are rotten packaloomers. But I said, you're going to see some drivers out there that they're dirty ratafrat, rotten packaloomers. So anyway, getting to the steering part, some code words I give them is wax on, wax off, grasshopper. Now, I did martial arts for years. In fact, the movie Karate Kid, the martial artist that comes over the fence in that first movie is Fumio Demura. And Demura was grand champion in Japan in Kumite and Kata. And he's the one that comes over in that movie and fills in for Pat Morita. So I know that's a long time ago now, but still kids sometimes remember that iconic movie. Wax on, wax off. Now, there's two types of driving technique, and one is the push-pull this way, where you're just kind of pushing and pulling, and then of course there's the hand over hand. I think it's very important that they know both. If they learn to just steer at 9 to 3 like this, or try to push-pull, I used to take the students to where they do a 360 or 180 degree turn, going on a road called Carbon Canyon, heading toward Chino in California, and they have to they can't go this way, and their arms get locked. So you do not want their arms to get locked, okay? So that's important for them to learn that hand technique. The thing also is if they jerk the wheel like this, or when we talk about the brake and the gas later, if they punch the brake or the gas, I have them say that the other thing that I want them to do is you take their hands and they look at it, or their feet, and you say, "Be cool, my babies, be cool." Just kind of kidding, but make them, they'd say, make it fun. But if you do jerk it, you're going to have to speak to your hands and your feet. And they laugh, and just different ways to make it lighthearted. And then anyway, so those are some basic little things that I share with them. And then there's what's called, they do something and it's a scary situation, and I share with them that's a hallelujah moment. So we got wax on, wax off, be cool, my babies, and hallelujah. So you can kind of have a little fun with that. But parents are going to have some hallelujah moments when they're out practicing with their teens. That's why you should practice in a lot first, and then we'll demonstrate in the other tutorials how to get out on the road and the best way to go about that. So what we're going to talk about right now is the first thing that you'll see that's a common thing, and people driving and adults, they reach underneath the steering wheel this way and they grab with the underhand grip. So you see them coming in a turn and they go like this and start to turn. This is a no-no. This is wrong. And in fact, if they get into this turn and something happens very quickly, they can't come back. They can't move quickly to readjust. On the other hand, if they turn their steering wheel this way and something happens, they're able to come back quickly, or they're able to adjust quickly. So they do not want to get their hands this way underneath. Another bad technique that you see is they drop their hands down and they start turning this way, push-pull. They don't want their hands down in the lower part of the steering wheel. They want to bring them up either 9 to 3 and this push-pull like this, or they're doing the hand over hand and they're moving like this. Now, to begin, I teach them to do the hand over hand first. Now, why that's so important is because they learn that the steering is very delicate. They do not need to move the wheel very far for the car to move. So in order to do that, even if they've been driving a little bit, I take them to where there's a cul-de-sac. I have them put their hands together. This is what I call an isolation drill. It's not that I'm teaching them to drive from up here. It's I played professional baseball with the White Sox organization when I was younger, and also the martial arts, and there's isolation exercises in sports. So I isolate their movement, and I tell them, I want you to just simply reach over and grab the steering wheel and pull and bring it up. Reach over, pull, and bring it up. Reach over, pull, and bring it up. Now they go this way, they reach over and pull. This way, they're learning already not to push the steering wheel with their hands like this. Now, once they do that, I take them to a cul-de-sac where I start having to do turns, but I have them go and pull up, then I have them come the other way, and just have them do that, going through some cul-de-sacs. And they'll pretty soon they'll get the movement, and then very quickly, of course, we have the brake and the gas pedal. I have them back out on the road, and I'm teaching them how to properly follow the lines and lane position. But that's what I teach with that technique, and it really, really works very well. And if you do that first, now give you an example of the power of that. I taught well over 4,000 students. Oscar, whom you will see on some of these videos, he's been in the business with America Driving School for over 30 years. And my company, Talkavision, we've joined together to provide these tutorials. And the thing is that you know, when you're having this thinking here, what I want to try to share is that it's important anyway to teach these techniques. I'm having a brain, so we'll have to splice something together. I was going to say something else. Okay, let's see. You'll have to cut this out, but I got to try it. Maybe stop for a minute.